What's going on, guys? We are back here in the shop and I just washed up the KTM 450. I've gotten a lot of buzz and a lot of questions about this bike, even after only riding it one time. But I thought after that one time, I'm pretty good at finding what I like and what I don't like about a chassis pretty soon from all the years of testing. So I thought I would put together my top 5 favorite things after my first impression of riding this bike. So the first thing that I really liked and dug after switching over to the KTM was the fit and finish of the bike. It's pretty interesting how different these things are built, and the way that they did it is, in my mind, it feels a little untraditional, but it really works well. The way that the whole chassis is set up, I feel like it's made to feel really thin between your legs. I assume since it doesn't have a perimeter frame, that was probably pretty easy. It has a really good feel from your knees down to your feet on, gripping the bike. It feels a lot thinner and kind of nimble. Obviously, I haven't ridden on a track yet, but just the braking bumps that I've felt it with, the trails, the single track, all that stuff, I could feel the initial thinness of the bike, if that's a word. But like I said, I really like the way that it felt between my knees, especially. It was just easy to grip. I haven't ridden a different brand in a long time, but it felt like it was kind of better in my mind. Different, but it's better in a good way. There's certain things about this bike, like the easy access to the airbox, that's, I think, for the everyday rider, probably a better thing, where you just literally pop off one side panel, take the air filter off, put it right back on, and put your panel back on. No wrenches required, which is kind of interesting and different, and like I said, it seems untraditional to me. Another thing as far as the design goes, I know these throttle bodies are known to be really, really good, and I've even heard rumors of teams on other manufacturers using them. I can't say there's any truth to that, but I've heard from a lot of people that these are very well designed throttle bodies and offer a lot more throttle response. Now, my fourth piece on this bike that has to be one of my favorites was definitely the brake. The KTMs come with the production Brembo brake, which has some pretty cool branding and they look really cool, but they work even better. One reason that I really liked the front and back brakes on this bike was that they felt really modular. Like, it doesn't feel like a light switch. It feels like there's a bigger window. Just managing the power of the brake with the lever and the foot pedal is very, very easy on this bike, and I definitely enjoyed the feeling of the brakes on this thing. Quick stopping and easy braking was definitely easy to, like I said, modulate between the two. My third favorite thing on this bike also has to do on the handlebars, which is the clutch. So everyone knows that the KTMs come with the hydraulic clutch from the factory, and I've ridden with a hydraulic clutch before, but this one, just like the brakes, feels very modular. There's a big difference between when it's fully engaged and when it's fully disengaged. Definitely has a bigger window, and there's a quick adjust right here to let you swing the lever out or in, or however big your hands are, you can adjust that pretty quick. It was modular, but at the same time had a hard enough hit when you needed the power to kind of clutch kick it and give it a little bit of grunt to get over some of the jumps or exiting some of the turns. Now, I haven't ridden this bike on a track yet, but did do some trail riding, took it on some single track, and I did get a pretty good feeling for the clutch. My second favorite thing about this bike was the power. Now, the way it's delivered is a little bit different than the way that I'm used to. It's a really easy, not hard-hitting power delivery, which I really like. I am a huge advocate that 450s nowadays, right off the production line, are way too fast. Too fast for me, too fast for the everyday riders. It's nice to have it dialed back a little bit, but at the same time, have the convenience to switch between the two maps right there on the bar. Literally within a couple seconds, you can switch between map 1 and map 2 to get a little bit more power. I kind of switched between the two of them. I rode in the more aggressive map for a little bit. Definitely could feel a big difference, but my favorite was the less aggressive map. I'm not a very strong guy. I like to have the ease of riding, of being able to kind of lug the bike to get over some of the jumps or out of some turns. Again, that's a huge thing for me, is the power. It felt like it had enough up top and in the mid, but the power delivery down low was just where I liked it, and kind of a softer feel for me. Now, my number one favorite thing about the new chassis and about the new bike has to be the weight. This bike feels so light and so nimble. I really can't put it into words how much of a different feeling it is to be able to kind of throw the bike around a little easier, bring it back a little easier, lean it over, stand it back up. It's just more nimble and more maneuverable than what I'm used to, which makes complete sense. It is recorded at about 20 pounds lighter, so you can definitely feel that, and that definitely translates to the riding and the rideability of the bike. So I'm really happy with how light, how nimble, and how well this thing handles. I really cannot wait to get the suspension dialed, which I have a big surprise for you guys coming very soon, and make it my own and make it feel the way that I want to, even though it is an amazing platform and an amazing foundation to start with. So hopefully you guys liked this video. It was a little different. Again, I haven't ridden on a track yet. I do plan on taking it to a couple tracks this week, and I don't want to put suspension on it yet. I want to ride it in its complete stock form and kind of give you guys some feedback. But again, like always, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys like this video, and I'm going to try to stick to the daily uploads. I kind of took the weekend off. Last week was really busy, but I really enjoyed it. I really like you guys' feedback. And if you guys dig it, thank you. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for checking out Seely's Speed Factory, and we'll see you again tomorrow in the next one.
Aside from my soul.